Hey everybody, Rory from A&S Gear here, and we are looking at the base loading system, or the base LS. So this is just a standard gravity loader with a tray on the inside that helps to keep the paintballs freely flowing down into the gun without creating a huge amount of stack over the feed tube, which always causes jamming and just a lack of feeding when it comes to gravity loaders. The less shaking, the better when it comes to a gravity loader. Very, very strong, very robust shell right here. They call it, it's just a GSN glass or GFN, glass-filled nylon. So very, very strong, very, very rugged shell. Has a Picatinny rail on the top side right here in case you wanted to throw, I don't know what you put on there, maybe a GoPro mount or something like that to get you that camera view that you're looking for. It's got a spring lid to it that locks down in place. So, I mean, it's all pretty basic stuff, but it definitely does have a weird shape to it. More of a, I want to call it more of a angular low pro look than your standard bubble or roundish loader setups right there. So let's go ahead and open this thing up so that you can see what the tray looks like on the inside. Now these are screwed in, so I'm going to try to do this as quick as possible so that you're not just sitting here watching me take screws off. As fun as that is, it is a very narrow screw hole also. So if you do need to get into this, you will need a finer point screwdriver. And there is no shortage of screws either. I think we're on our last one here. Yeah, that screw came out. You can see how tiny that little screw is right there that's inside there. So let's drop this one back inside so we don't lose it. Go ahead and separate our trays so I left all the screws in this one. I don't want to lose any of those screws in there. It'll make it easier for me to put it back in. And then you can see it right here. Let's see if I can get this out of there too. Oh yeah, that'll go in easily as well. Oh, it just slides right out. So this will hold all of our paint inside of here. But right here along this section where all of the paint would be kind of filled up around there, having this little track over the top with little slots where the paintballs can fall through here and here and here is going to help keep the weight off of the pool of paint that's underneath it right here. So it'll allow the paint that's underneath here to roll down and drop through without having to fight the weight of the paintballs that are above it. So that just makes this feed easier and allowing more paint to drop down inside here and come through at the same time. You can see that right there. Plus, interesting also, these are like little tracks right here also. Kind of show it to you the right way there. These stick up, these little fins, which is just going to allow the paintballs to sit single file in these rows and then roll back down and drop in as well. So kind of a couple different designs there that are wanting or trying to make the paint fit in there a little bit better. That's cool. It's definitely a neat, different idea when it comes to an insert or a layer to help keep the paint flowing down into the marker. So let's put this back in here. Just gonna push the pin over. I push the pin all the way so it's flush with this side. That'll allow me to lay it down there and flex the spring back and then push the pin back over and into position. That's my theory, at least. Can I push that over? Oh yeah, I can easily push that over. So it should work. Let's just see. Flex my spring back. And then push my pin in. Oh, a little slippery little fellow. Maybe if I use something that's a little heavier duty than my finger. There we go. Now we're working. Perfect. Got that back on there. Let's line up our tray so our tray's in the right spot. Make sure we haven't lost any of our screws. Everything seems to be good. And then just make sure that lines up there. And that goes in there. And that goes in there. Now I can go back through and start tightening all of my screws down. What I just wanted to make sure is that my lever or my mounting point for my feed neck, it snaps together, because if that's off, it'll screw it up. My nose plate is right, and then my rear section is right also. So I'm going to do my front two screws first. Get those tugged up in there. Now, one thing I will remind you guys is when you're putting these screws in, these screws are just going into plastic or this glass fiber, the reinforced glass nylon. And if you over tighten them, they will strip out. So don't over tighten your screws. You just go to where it feels snug and then you stop. Don't overdo it. Because if you strip these out, you're out of luck. You can't re-thread these plastic holes. All right. So just like that, we are back together and back in business. So the base loading system right here, the base LS, comes in these two colors. It comes in the tan, it comes in the black, and both of them have that tray on the inside right there. Definitely a new take on an old design, something to help keep the paint flowing. The base LS loading system, get it at ansgear.com.